Hello and welcome to another episode of a Brothers Creed podcast. We talk about motivation, experiences, and we explore the world around us. We're the Thomas Brothers. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Jared. And today we're doing a special episode. We're calling it our favorite things episode. We're talking about gadgets, maybe cool things we bought recently, and more. So Ethan and I are going to each share 5 of our favorite things that maybe we use or something that we really like. And maybe this would be a good Christmas present opportunity for yourself or maybe for a loved one. So it's going to be fun. We'll chat through some of the stuff we like. And it'll just be kind of a relaxed episode, chatting about some cool stuff. So let's get going.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Most valuable commodity I know of is information.
And that, my friends, is called integrity. That's called courage. Now that's the stuff leaders should be made of.
Either you're somebody or you're nobody.
You're not the devil. You're practice.
So we were talking about this time of year is just really slow at work. I feel like it's like a ghost town around work. Everybody's gone the last 2 weeks of work. It's just like, man, it's like this week no one's in the office. Next week, almost everybody's out of the office. It's just like it's a nice time, but then also you're like, why am I even here, man?
Yeah, and then sometimes it feels like it's like the calm before the storm because you know that like in January it's just gonna go bonkers,
Oh yeah.
and like everybody's got new projects and there's new budgets and everything else. But
Oh yeah.
it's all right. There's a couple people on our team that they deal with contracts that are ending at the end of the year, and a lot of times those contracts need to be extended, like they expire December 20 or December 31st,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to be extended. But a lot of times they don't get word that those contracts need to be extended until like 2 days before when they finally get approval. And so there's some people on our team that like this is
They're busy season.
the last 2 weeks of the year. It's like everybody, all these business partners are trying to crunch and get the final budget approval and everything to extend these contracts that they're doing. And so it's like 2 days before the end of the year, or 2 days after Christmas or whenever, and they're like, "Oh, we got approval. Please extend this contract." And so they got people from our team have to go in and extend the resources and contract and all that kind of stuff. Luckily, I don't have to do that. But yeah, it's just it's kind of crazy. We do hoteled seating at work, so your seat kind of changes. You just kind of sit. You schedule a
Oh,
desk
really?
for that day, whatever's open. That's called hoteled seating.
That's kind of annoying. You have to
And
go in and schedule a desk for the day.
yeah, I mean you can schedule out like 3 months in advance, so they do give you a little bit, but a lot of times on the busy days, there's like not even desks on our floor. We have to like go to a different floor.
Oh wow.
But there have not been any issues with finding desks in the past week.
When I was at Goldman, they did a pilot of that because it was like the science behind it is that like because people are on PTO, people are out of the office, it makes it so like let's say you have 100 seats, and like on a normal day you probably only have like 90 people there. So it actually, instead of having like 100 people that have their solid desk, it actually allows for you to have more people. So instead of only having the capacity to have 100 people employed there, you could maybe have 110 people employed there. And then on average, if you have like, 95 people there, then you only need 100 desks, but it has to be exchangeable to where, somebody's just getting a new desk all the time. And so they tried it, and it was just like people absolutely hated it. The pilot was kind of a fail.
Well, ours was like a post-COVID thing. It was like, oh, really? We're hybrid. Everybody's just coming into the office like 2, maybe 3 days a week, and so it's like you don't need a solid desk if you're only coming in 2 days a week. But then it was like, so they did that, and they renovated all the campus to be this seating. And then they were like, oh, well, actually, we're going to come in 3 days a week. And then it was like 6 months later, it was like, well, actually, we're going to be coming in 4 days a week. And then it was just like, a lot of people were just coming in 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And so but yeah, it's all right. There's
Pros and cons, I guess.
typically about 3 o'clock, there ain't nobody there.
No, everybody bails out. Yeah. So
But,
what else you got going on?
not too much. Just kind of, we took the kids to see Santa Claus today, which was always nice.
Oh, yeah?
I was telling Jared before before we pressed the record button, that for some reason today I was just not dadding very well, and man, my patience was just like zero. Just trying to drill down into the underlying issue of why do I have zero patience with the kids? Like, as if there was any whining or complaining or whatever, I was just like, nope, I'm done. Like,
What did you have for lunch?
I don't know. I didn't have lunch.
Hey, maybe you were
No,
hungry.
but there's quite a few days I don't have lunch. Maybe. I mean, that could possibly be it. I worked through lunch today.
Man, busy day, no lunch. That'll wear you out.
Yeah, that could.
And then you go
possibly
off to
be
work
it.
and wait in the line to see Santa.
Yeah, well, well, actually, no, we had an appointment, luckily,
Oh,
so we just got right in to see the big guy.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yep.
I think the biggest thing is recognizing it, and to a certain extent, that's why I have an amazing partner who helps me. And so I even told my wife, I was like, look, my patience is running super thin with the kids right now. And she kind of managed a lot of the bedtime. I was around and I was helping and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
she kind of took the reins and was like, well, I got things tonight, So
Yeah. That's good, man. It's good to be in communication like that and just be like, hey, I'm at like a 0% patient wise. I remember when our second oldest child, he was a baby, he would just be like screaming, crying at night, and like, yeah, I'd go in there for like 10 minutes and just try to comfort him for like 10 minutes when he was screaming, and then like your patience gets like it's like your stamina in like a video game. It just gets wiped out so quickly. And then my wife comes in and then she watches him for another 10 minutes and then she's out and then I'm in. It's just like, you just gotta tag team it.
Yep, that's how it works.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being like a single parent, man. That'd be rough.
Oh gosh, yeah. Like a single mom just trying to get stuff done. That'd be crazy hard.
Yeah.
Or even a single dad for that matter, but you don't see a lot of single dads. I mean, after divorce,
No.
yes, but I think you see more single moms.
Yeah, well, and a lot of times, like a single dad or, sometimes too a single mom. I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, but you think like single dad is still maybe working during the day or I don't know, I feel like there's a lot less assistance for single dads than there would be single moms, but
Yeah. I got a crazy story that recently happened. I'll just give the highlights of this crazy thing. So like the neighbors were having like a party in the front yard, and there's like these delivery people that were just like in a regular old, I don't know if they're delivery people or what, but just like these two people in this like old beat up car, and they like whizzed down the street, right? And I was kind of doing stuff around the house. I was in and out. My kids were over there playing. There's probably like 15 kids over there playing in this guy's front yard, and a bunch of adults standing around. And like, so these people whiz past, and then like two of the ladies that were standing there like tried to walk down the street to like be like, hey, can you guys slow down? But I think before they could get there, the person just like whizzes back up the street. And one of the guys who's in the group, he's from Australia, and he just like, he flipped him the bird and was like, slow down, and they basically like slammed on the brakes, and they just this like 6'3", probably 200-pound person, this guy, like stepped out of the passenger seat and he just started yelling, and I saw him like pull up his pants like he was getting ready to fight, you know, and I was like, what is going on here? And so I kind of came out of the garage and started to walk over towards that side of the street. And this kid, he's like, I'm 16 years old, and you just flipped me off. And he was like ready to fight. And he was like cursing like crazy. And everybody was just like...
In front of all these little, like,
in front of all those little toddler,
less than 10-year-olds.
Yeah. He's cursing like crazy. And he's like, I'm 16-year-old, and you're flipping me off. And he's like, dude. And then he's like cussing like crazy. And he's like... And he's calling this guy a racist because he's like, oh, the only reason why you flipped me off is because I'm black and I'm not even from this neighborhood and you just flipped me off. And he's like, I flipped you off because you were speeding like crazy and we've got kids out. And the lady that was driving, which she was probably like, I don't know, 20 or something, she steps out. She's got like 17 piercings in her face. And she's like, there was nobody in the road, so I was going fast. And he's like, just because there's no one in the road,
that's not how this works.
Doesn't mean there couldn't be in like 2 seconds. And she was like losing her mind. You know, she was playing race card, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it was like that was the first thing that they played as soon as they stepped out of the car.
That's the Trump all.
Yeah, and it was starting to escalate, and I kind of just like walked across the street and I was trying to mediate a little bit. I was like, guys, it's just, I was trying to mediate with some of the guys that were from my neighborhood that were like speaking to them. I was like, you can't reason with these people because it was clear that they were unreasonable, right? I was like, you can't reason with this. Just let it go. Just let it go. Just let them leave. And like this one guy started to like lose it, man. He was like, this is unbelievable. And he like he's like, I'm pulling out my cell phone. So he pulls out his phone and he just starts recording their license plate. And he's like, these people, you know, they're just speeding. And I'm like, dude, this is not a solution, man. Like, what do you think's going to happen? Like, and they got pissed. They got even more pissed. And they're, you know, come out with all these like, then they were the ones coming out with all the racial slurs and stuff. You know, honky cracker, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, dude, just let it go. And meanwhile, this 16-year-old kid who looks like a football linebacker is like cussing up a storm like you wouldn't believe. And all the kids are like, what is this going on? And eventually they just kind of like got in the car and then they like sped off. She's like, I'm going to speed off right now. And he's like, I'm calling the police. And then like the one guy that was like losing his mind that was in the neighborhood, that was from the neighborhood. Anyway, they sped off, and then he was like, sorry, I just got so upset. I just recently had a confrontation like this, and it just really triggered me. I was like, dude, you just made the whole situation worse. You should just ignore the people and let them go away. But I think about that a lot. I thought about how I responded to that situation a lot, and like what I could do better next time. So one thing that I was thinking about is that like all the kids were just like still standing in the front yard playing. Meanwhile, this kid is like acting like a crazed lunatic. Like if that kid hasn't been to prison already, he's going to be in the next 5 years, or he's going to end up dead. With the way that he was acting, it was totally unhinged. And and so I was like, next, I was like, what should I have done? I was like, you know what I should have done? I should have like called all the kids. I'd be like, hey, all the kids, let's go into this person's backyard and let's play in the backyard. I should have taken all the kids out of that situation. Like in hindsight, that's what I should have done. Because I didn't really know what to do. I like me confronting it further and like further escalating it. If I would have gone up and be like, hey, you guys get out of here, and like really tried to put my foot down, it only would have escalated from there. Because I was dealing with somebody that was totally unreasonable, and it probably would have ended up with a fight. And you know, I don't want to like run the chance of like me getting on the news like beating some 16-year-old black kid to a pulp, you know. So it was just like, so I didn't want that to escalate like that, but I didn't really know what to do. So in hindsight, I think it's just like whenever a situation like this happens, I need to think like, okay, one, can I get away from the threat, and then can I get the people who are like being victimized away from this threat? Which in that situation, all these kids were they heard all kinds of expletives that they had probably never heard before, because this guy was laying them all out there. He was saying stuff I'd never even heard before. And I was like, oh, afterwards,
Well, that's creative.
yeah. I mean, the couple of their dads were like, have you ever heard someone say this before as an insult? But so I was thinking, you know what? Like next time, I just need to like be more aware of the situation and try to get myself or the kids to a better situation. And if it like that's probably the primary thing I need to is just get away, and then secondarily, if I need to, then like shut it down. But that's like only in like a need to situation. So it was weird. It was intense, but I kind of gave it a lot of thought. Like it was a good kind of like a trial run of like what would I do, and next time something like that happens, I can think a little bit more clearly because I've already thought it through.
Yeah, for sure.
So think about
Crazy
what you're,
story.
Yeah, think about what you're gonna do if something like that happens. If someone comes in and like starts yelling and screaming and like getting in your face, like how are you gonna react? What are you gonna tell like your kids? Like, hey, kids, go play in the backyard, or like what is gonna be your reaction? If you think about it beforehand, then you're not trying to make decisions in the moment when someone's in your face screaming and yelling, all kinds of stuff. So anyway. That was a little story, a little lesson learned for me this past week.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
Should we get into our favorite things?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. So I've got 5, and you've got 5, right?
Yep.
All right, so my first one is we bought a sauna. It's a Serene Life portable portable infrared sauna. And we bought it off of Amazon. So it's like a one-person sauna. It is essentially the size of like a phone booth, for those of you who remember phone booths. But it's enough space for you to put one chair in and then sit down in it. Or you could stand up in it. And it has like these panels on the side that are infrared panels that create heat. So it's not a steam sauna or like a steam room. It's a dry sauna. So it's actually really cool. We bought it. I was looking at the price today. It was $404 on Amazon, but there's a 20% off coupon. I think I got mine for around $250, but that was about a year or so ago. It's really cool, especially in the wintertime, to just get in there, sweat out a little bit. It's really good. I actually have a red light in there as well to do some red light therapy. I have it in my garage, so typically I'll just I have a chair. I'll put a towel down on the chair because I get super sweaty, and then I'll just step in there naked and put the red light on so that it gets on my skin. We've talked about the benefits of red light therapy, and so do that, and it feels pretty good. My wife really loves it. She says that she feels like a high almost when she does it after getting out of the sauna, and it's pretty cool. I've actually used it when I have done several BJJ competitions. If I'm trying to lose weight, I'll jump in the sauna and just shed some water weight real quick. Probably shed about three-ish pounds off my weight so that I can come in my weight class that I signed up for. So it's been really cool. And in the summertime and the wintertime, especially when I'm just like, I'm feeling a little bit chilly, I'm going to go jump in the sauna. I'll try to jump in at least once a week. At first, I was doing it probably once every other day, but it slowed down a little bit, but it's still really fun to jump in. So that's my first favorite thing.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, there's a lot of awesome kind of health benefits to a sauna.
Oh, yeah. It's good to just sweat out all the toxins and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah. All right, that's a good one. My first one is actually this past year I bought a code reader for my car, so that it can read, like it can troubleshoot and read codes for like check engine lights and stuff like that. A couple of our cars are a little bit older, and so every now and then something would pop up, whether it was an issue with the engine or whatever else. and I hated having to like take it to, you know, a mechanic, and then they charge you like a $89 diagnostic
Well, you
fee,
could go to like
which
auto parts store and they'll do it for
yeah,
free.
or you go to like you got to go to AutoZone,
Yeah.
and then you got to you plug it into AutoZone, and they'll just tell you like the code number or whatever. So
Yeah.
I like being in control,
Yeah.
and so for me, I was able to on quite a few things this year that went wrong. I was able to just plug in my code reader into the OBD2 port in your car, and run the diagnostic and pull the codes. And I mean, it's not really super important which one you get. So I mean, I guess they're all a little bit different, but one that I got, I actually don't know the name of it. But it was a suggestion from a YouTuber that I watch that owns a car dealership, and he says that whenever he goes to auctions, he always plugs it into the cars before he buys them, just to make sure that there wasn't the check engine line wasn't recently turned off or reset, or see if there's any codes and what those codes are. And so for me, it's kind of cool because I like to tinker as well, and so. I think a couple months ago too, I had a misfire in one of my cylinders in my car, and so there was a misfire code, and so I went and ended up changing all the spark plugs in the car, and that solved the issue. Check engine light went off, and I was able to, it wasn't that big a deal. It was, I was able to diagnose it. I think I paid like $30 in spark plugs, and then, we're good to go.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool, just to kind of be in control of the diagnostic a little bit.
That is cool. Very good. I'll have to. Hopefully, I don't have to borrow that from you too soon.
Yeah,
here.
if you need to, you can borrow it.
I want my lights to stay off on the car.
Yeah.
Although those they have those new like tire sensors now that, man, those things come on all the time, especially like when the changing seasons,
Yeah, when it gets a little bit colder, we have one on our car that just came on.
Yeah. But well, cool. Let's see. The next one here I have is I bought a De-hydrator. Now this is what I'm using to make jerky. So I got it. Was like, let me see. It was called the Kosi Food De-hydrator. $42.49. It's actually, it has several trays and that you like kind of put on top of each other. It's kind of the intro level of a dehydrator, and it's actually really cool. They have a recipe book of all these different kinds of stuff. You can do fruits, you can do all kinds of meats, and I've done apples, I've done bananas, I've done different meats, actually mostly beef, but just different flavors and things like that, and it's actually been really cool. I did apples, and man, with some cinnamon and some brown sugar, those things were gone in like a day.
Yeah,
I probably ate 3 apples.
The kids will just like chew them up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I wanted to get them so the kids could eat them, and they could kind of work and use their jaws, and with chewing, hard chewing. I actually made a batch the other night, and I used soy sauce as like the marinade, and it was way too salty.
For apples?
No, for jerky.
Oh, as you see, beef jerky.
Yeah, jerky. I just was like, I'm trying to do like a simple marinade, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna marinate this in soy sauce with some like seasonings, and it's like so salty I can't even hardly eat it. So yeah, I'm just still experimenting, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun, and something that's pretty cheap. That is also a great snack. You're like, oh man, I'm feeling a little bit snacky. Instead of grabbing chips, just grab some steak, some jerky,
Yeah.
or some fried apples, or
some
or
protein,
not fried, but like dehydrated,
some dried apples,
dried apples or dried bananas. Although the bananas can get pretty hard though.
Yeah, we did strawberries once, and they were super bitter. They
really?
they like lost all of their sweetness, which was interesting.
Interesting.
But I like doing the apples, but I like not drying them too much. I like it when they have a little bit of chew to them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's cool.
Okay, and one that I got this past year that I actually really liked was, so this is workout related. I got these things that they're called fat grips. And so basically what they are, I heard about them. I've known about them for a long time, but basically they're like these hard silicone handles that are kind of like, I guess they're like rubbery type, but basically they are circular and they have an opening on one side, so they actually slip over like a workout bar, whether it's a benching bar or a curl bar or
Mm-hmm.
even dumbbells. And what it does is it makes the bar that you're holding on to wider,
Yeah.
and so it makes it fatter. Fat Grips, I think, is like the name brand. If you go on Amazon, they have like all kinds of knockoffs. I think I got some. They were like $26 or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and there's like a whole lot of science that goes into it, but basically some of the benefits supposedly of using a thicker diameter when it comes to gripping barbells and dumbbells and things like that. They say it increases your grip activation because basically, in order to lift the same amount of weight with a thicker grip, you have to squeeze harder.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Your forearms are better burning.
yeah, so it's there for forearm development. Supposedly, it can help you to overcome plateaus. Like if you've plateaued, then you put these fat grips on and you work with these fat grips, and then you take them off, and it can help you get over the hump of plateaus.
Hmm.
And then they say it's more joint friendly on your wrists as well because you don't have such a small thing that you're grabbing. So I've been using them, and I really like them. I would just kind of carry my bag around the gym and put them on different things, and even sometimes I'd put them on the machines and stuff that I was working on as well.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it's interesting. I haven't worked with them long enough to be like, oh yeah, these are making my forearms swole.
Yeah.
But I could definitely feel a difference using those versus not using them.
Yeah.
That I feel like it's more of a complete like arm workout versus just one thing or the other.
Are you back
So,
in the gym now? I know you guys kind of had a home gym there for a while, but did you join a gym?
No, I got gym at work.
Oh,
And I
okay.
got we got home gym as well. It has been a little while since I've been back into it, but that is on the docket.
Nice. Hopefully, maybe jujitsu's on the docket for 2024. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Be
We'll
fun.
see. Not out of the question.
Nice. Well, very cool. Anything else you want to mention on that?
No, that's it.
So the next one that I think is really cool is this year I got an Audible subscription. I think I got 12 credits, and I got their just access to their platform. I think it's, for me, just like having the ability to listen to a book. It's like you're buying knowledge, essentially, and it's so easy to just listen on my way to work. It makes going to and from work so much more enjoyable. And so I burned through some of those credits pretty quick with some different books that I was listening to. I enjoyed it much more than just kind of listening to the news or the radio. I do listen to some podcasts every now and then, which is fun too. Brothers Creed podcast, you can listen to that obviously before you listen to a book.
anywhere you listen to a podcast,
Exactly.
and on YouTube.
But Audible, it's kind of a cool thing. You can get a really good, it's kind of a good gift to give to someone because they can make whatever they want out of it. And it's a good way to say, oh, this new year, I want to use a credit a month, and I want to listen to a book a month or 2 books a month. And it's kind of passive listening, especially when you're driving. So for someone who's always on the go and really busy, it can be a great gift.
Yeah, that's a good one. I used to have an Audible account and had a couple books there, and I like using the library as well. I have a library app that has a lot of books on it.
I heard Spotify actually has some books. My wife was telling me that that they actually have some Audible books or audio books on Spotify that some of you may be able to purchase, or some of them might be free. So I haven't explored that yet, but that's something that's new.
Cool. All right. So another one for me, third one for me is a portable battery booster pack. Um, I got this. I got this on Amazon. The one I got is a Noco Boost Plus. It was $99, and basically it's a small jump pack for your car. It's about 8 inches long, like 4 inches wide. So it's relatively 2 inches deep. So it's relatively small, rectangle. And it'll jump your car battery from dead. I haven't had to use it for my own cars, but I'd say over the past several months, had to jump two people that had dead batteries.
Oh, really?
It's a lot easier to use that. I mean, it's just a little portable thing that I have in the back of the car that literally you just go on, turn it on, clamp it onto the car, wait, 10 seconds, and then the person starts their car and it'll start right up.
Hmm.
And I think you have like, I don't know, 5 or 6 jumps on it or something like that. And
Really?
it also has like a USB charger on it and a light and a couple other things. But it's actually pretty cool to have, especially now. I was watching this video that was talking about how with cars nowadays being so computerized, it is super easy to fry something whenever you're jumping another car with your car.
Really?
That there's like all these feedbacks and there's even nowadays they say for when you're jumping another car, they say don't even turn your car on at all. Just leave your car off and just let your battery tether your battery to their battery and then have it charge their battery up for a while. Just let it sit and then have them start their car up.
Oh, really? I've heard don't. I've recently heard don't rev the other person. Don't rev their engine.
Yeah, because it can like backfeed into your car and then it can like overcharge your battery.
Isn't that the idea? Isn't that the idea to backfeed into your car?
No. It can backfeed into the good battery.
Oh, okay. Well, no, the person
Yeah.
who has the good battery, and they're
It's-
trying to
not to-
charge your
not-
battery. They're trying to
that
jump
person
your
not-
battery, right?
Yeah, that person not to rev their car.
That person is not supposed to rev their car.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's like so many questions about it, but now I don't have to do it. I could literally just open up the back and pull out this little jump pack and clip it onto their battery and go.
Yeah.
So
We have one of those, but it only will do like 2 jumps.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool that yours has like 5, 6 on it.
yeah, so it's kind of nice.
That is cool.
It's just one of those things you just throw on the back and have it. So.
Have you seen that video of that guy who's like he puts his 2 fingers on the one battery and then he puts his other 2 fingers on the other battery and then he jumps the car just through his body?
Yeah, I have
Some
seen
like
that.
old mechanic guy,
Yeah,
Dang, man.
that's funny.
Well, cool. That's a cool thing. That sounds like a great deal. If it has multiple jumps on it. Mine only has. It will like charge to 100%, and then if you jump it, it goes all the way down to 50%.
Oh, geez.
And so apparently it takes a bunch of power to do that.
Yeah. Well, typically I charge it after every time I use it. So
Yeah, that's good. I have a buddy who has one that like he connected. He's like into overlanding type stuff, which is like you basically outfit your vehicle. He is a 4Runner to like you can go anywhere, do anything.
Yep.
So he has like a battery that's in there and it's like always charging. Anytime his car is on, it's charging, and so it's like always ready. Actually, so that's pretty cool. I actually got another car little gadget recently that is like an inflatable. You can plug it into your cigarette lighter. Well, they don't have those anymore, but the port, if you know what I mean. Not the cigarette lighter. Well, that's old school, man. I don't know when they did away with cigarette lighters, but the car port that you kind of can plug stuff
yeah,
into?
the power port.
Yeah, so you can plug it in there, and you just set what you want your tire pressure to be. Plug it in, and then it's just a tiny little compressor that just brings your tire to that pressure. And so
That's cool.
if you're ever out somewhere and you've got a low tire, you can quickly pressure it up, or if you have to change your tire and the spare is low, you can easily do that. So I bought that for my truck.
That's nice.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like $30. So
Cool. Was that one of your ones?
Actually, that was an extra one, but I'll just do a different. That was an additional one. But the one I recently purchased, and this was a little bit more expensive. This was $250. I bought. It's kind of like a faux leather seat covers for my Tacoma. Whenever I go to the gym in the morning, there's just almost half the time that I'm in my truck, I'm incredibly sweaty. So, like when I would go to jujitsu and I come back, I mean, I'm absolutely soaked in sweat. Or if I go to the gym, you are sweaty. And so I had these cloth seats in the car, and I got really tired. I don't want to just sit on a cloth seat when I'm super sweaty, because I don't want the car to smell bad, right? I don't want like all my sweat to soak into the seat. So I was like putting a towel down, and then it was like on and off, and I was just like, this is really annoying. And so I got these like seat covers that are basically like leather, and I can sit on them and not have to worry about ruining the seat. I can easily clean them off with like a rag, and it covers the back seat and the front seat, and it looks really, really nice. And so it's kind of something that I really enjoy using because I don't have to like worry about ruining the seats and the car smelling bad. It's just really convenient. So that was one of the things I bought.
Nice. Yeah. One thing that I got that we have is we have one of those handheld massage guns. I guess like the brand name one is like a Theragun, but we don't have that one. We just have like one of the like $60, $65 or $70 Amazon ones.
Yeah, me too.
And the one that we got actually it's held up really well. And man, that thing is awesome. Like if I start to feel like a little twinge in my neck or if my lower back is sore, I mean, you can get a good work massage with those, and you can get deep and I have noticed that a lot of times I'll do that, my neck will be sore, I'll get into it and I'll work on my neck, or my wife will run it on my neck a little bit, and then the next morning it'll feel so much better. And so
Nice.
It's been super nice having that little thing. I think anybody should get those for sure, one of those for sure.
That's good, man. Those are good. I have one too that we use quite a bit, especially on your backs of your thighs to stretch out like your hamstrings and stuff. It really helps.
Yeah.
So the last one I have here is something that I use every day. It's a phone case that's like a wallet as well. So I think I got this idea from you, Ethan, but it's just a phone case for my iPhone, and then on the back it has just a little like little flap that opens up. It's buttoned down, but when I open it up, I have a place for 2 cards, so my license and then a credit card, and then I have a little tiny pocket where I keep a little bit of cash. And it's so convenient not to have a wallet and then separately your phone. I mean, I don't really need that much stuff in my wallet anyway. I have my wallet at my desk at my home. So if I'm going out somewhere I need a different card, I'll just get the right card that I need. But it's actually super convenient not to have to worry about 2 different things, just I'm always going to remember my phone, and so I don't lose my wallet, and I can always have someone call my phone so I can get my ID and my credit cards and stuff. And so it's been a kind of a really something I use every day that I do like.
Yeah,
and they're cheap
I completely
too.
agree.
I think I bought mine it was $19.
Yeah, I like having the phone and the wallet together because, I mean, it's just kind of a hassle to have 2 different things, and you're always going to have your phone with you.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. All right, my last one is I bought over the summer. We travel out west for a decent amount of time, and I work remotely while we do that, and I hate working, and not like just kind of working, but I hate it when I have like actual real a busy schedule work to do, and I have to do all that work on a tiny little laptop.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's so small. You got like your emails and everything, and I'm so used to having multiple screens, 2 or 3 screens, at my home office or at work at the office, that whenever I have to do anything with just my little laptop screen, I feel like I'm so inefficient. So I actually bought this past year a portable monitor. It's
Oh,
like
cool.
a 16-inch monitor, and it's super nice. It's called an Arzopa. I think I just got it on Amazon. I think it was like $80, and it just has a USB-C port that plugs right into your laptop, and it gets the power from your laptop, so you don't have to have an external power.
Nice.
And
It
it's an
drains your battery, I
awesome.
bet.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
If you're plugged
typically,
in, yeah. If you're not plugged in.
yeah, typically I'm plugged in, and so it's not going to be big deal. But yeah, when I was working at my in-laws' house, it was just so nice having two screens. I have that screen and then my laptop that I can work off of, especially if I'm doing like got multiple Excel documents up or one email and another one this and and so it just made it super nice. And you can also use it for other things if you want to. It has like USB-C, or I mean, it has an HDMI port on it. You can plug HDMI into it. If you do that, I think you do have to use a power adapter to so it can draw power. But it's super nice, and it's super like slim and portable, so I can just throw it in my backpack when I go to the airport or when I travel. Even when I travel for work, and I'm in a hotel room, I just set it up on the desk, and a lot of times when I travel for work in the evenings, I'll just work anyway because it's not,
Yeah.
if I'm in conferences or something during the day, then I'm missing emails and stuff during the day, so I'll just put on a movie or something and hang out in the hotel room and work in the evenings, and so it just makes it so much easier, so much more efficient for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a good one. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we've covered some good stuff here today. Hopefully, maybe there's something on one of our lists that someone out there is like, oh, I might want to try that. And this is all fairly low-cost stuff. I mean, I think the most expensive thing we talked about was probably the $250 car seats, car seat covers that I got. But
Yeah,
most
or the sauna,
or
the
the yeah,
sauna,
the sauna's
but
pretty expensive. Yeah, it was like $400. Probably about 50-ish once you get the discounts and stuff. But they're cool stuff, and hopefully maybe you can buy this for yourself for a Christmas present, maybe with some Christmas money, or for someone else, or maybe it's like part of your New Year's gift. Hey, I'm going to start this habit in the new year, so I'm going to do this. So good stuff to think about. But
yeah.
we just want to. I think it's important just for us to say thank you to all of our listeners for joining us. We're coming to the close of 2023, and we got one episode left this year. We appreciate you listening to us and joining us on this journey, and we look forward to what 2024 will bring, and we'll talk more about that in our next episode.
All right. Well, we're excited to be on this journey with you, and let's build that creed together.
Let's do it. Thanks.